between three distinguished gentlemen, locally known, especially around the Hamilton area. Couldn't miss them if you walked by them. Welcome to Three Minds Think Alike.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, episode 6 of our podcast. I'm Spencer Grenier, joined by Kyle Chambers and Max Hatter, that has a brand new webcam. Thank God. Look at that. Look at that handsome gentleman.
I need to shave.
No, leave the goatee. That is A-okay. Come on, even Kyle.
Hey, Max, you got your yellow shirt. I remember in all the promo stuff, and when you were in school at Mohawk, you had the full yellow suit. Now you got the yellow shirt, so it kind of fits with the summer feel.
Yeah, this is my Curious George one.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Look at that. Come on. Bad to the bone, baby. Well, gentlemen, you already know I got my cup of Joe, and off we go with everybody saying, let's dive in. Summer is the time for fun. Families, friends, and even pets all come together, head outside, and enjoy the outdoors. I don't know about you, but when I think of summer, one thing comes to mind: festivals. Always a great time to be a part of the local community, seeing what is being showcased. Whether it's the delicious food from the variety of food trucks, winning that stuffed animal at one of the carnival games, and being frightened by one of the rides, especially the Ferris wheel. I went on the Ferris wheel a couple months ago, never again. With summer at its prime, towards the end, going to local festivals are a joy to experience, especially those beautiful summer afternoons. So guys, I have to ask, do you enjoy going to local events? Max, we'll start off with you.
Yes, definitely. I came up with a list of 11 events that I've been to that I can remember. Like the Niagara Iris Festival last year was great. I loved doing that. Just last week, we did Art Crawl.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was crazy. Do you want to tell that?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I know that we were talking about this beforehand, and even during our crawl, you wanted me to bring this up and on the podcast, and wasn't for sure you wanted to knock it off the park right now. So this is okay. I was at Tim Hortons at Jackson Square Mall, and I was waiting on a few other people, and I arrived early. I arrived around 3:00, but this event happened specifically around 5:00. I saw a lady that was running from an opposite direction. I thought she was trying to be like a cool aunt, or trying to be funny, like an awesome mom. But then all of a sudden I look, and then I see a few other people running towards the exit. And I'm like, what is going on? And I had this weird feeling that this is not normal. So I pop my head out, and I see what's happening. And there was a bunch of businesses shutting down, sliding down their doors completely. And all of a sudden, a group of policemen come inside and head towards the direction where everybody was running. And I'm like, okay, natural instincts, time to go. And I was really freaked out. I'm like, there's something's going on. So I as I'm leaving towards the exit, everybody's saying, evacuate. And so many people were out front of Jackson Square Mall. And to my left down the street, I see a bunch of police officers surrounding a body bag. And the news was that there was an active shooter, that a 17-year-old shot a lady 4 times in the head, I think shot another civilian, ran inside the mall, hence why everybody was panicking. And it was a very scary situation. And I know, Max, your sister was in the mall too, and that's why you wanted me to bring it up. And I'm so happy that she was able to evacuate as soon as possible. Where was she at, by the way?
She was at the pharmacy, the Rexall pharmacy, which is just around the corner from where you were.
Yeah, so we were right nearby, pretty much nearby the action of what happened. The moral of the story is this, and even for you that's listening here on the podcast, this is very important, that I realized in that moment that life is so short that you don't realize that you could be thriving and being successful, and it can be gone like that. And it's not even a choice, right? It's just you happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you don't even intend it to be. And yet, who knows, you could have been shot. And I could not stress enough, and I've said this even to my other friends, that the people who are there for you, like you guys, okay, that support me, I support you guys, the people that support you and love you and just want you to succeed and reach out and just all these normal things of what a normal human being should do, those are the people you need to focus on.
Well, we're all glad that you're safe and Max's sister's safe as well. It's unfortunate that it happened, but this obviously, it unfortunately can happen anywhere. It sucks that innocent civilians had to go through this, especially on a very cultural day like Art Crawl, where there was a lot of people going out and enjoying their evening. So it's unfortunate that it happened, but I'm glad that you both are safe and that Max's sister is safe as well.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, they actually had to close James Street from York Boulevard to King Street because that's where the festival would have been longer.
Yes. Kyle, how about you though? I know that you and I, we love to go out and about and explore what's going on within the local community. And do you also enjoy going to events?
Yeah, I think we actually go to Port Dover quite a bit, and we'll have coffee and go on the pier and chit chat. But as far as local events go, there is one event that is the May 2-4 yard sale. It happens every Saturday, the Saturday of May 2-4 long weekend, Saturday morning in Jarvis. And basically it's a townwide yard sale. The churches have like local bake sales for charity. And it's just great because there's houses that will basically sell their junk or sell what they don't need for a really cheap price. That's a lot of fun. There's also one on the weekend of August 16th. There's something called Jarvis Fest, and it's from the Friday night to the Sunday, I believe. It's the weekend of August 16th, and what they'll do is they'll have live music in the evening, and they'll have different funnel cake, and they'll have food. That Spence, if you want to come to the Jarvis Fest, that'd be awesome for you to come and experience that.
Because I remember you talking about that too, Kyle. We because it goes on every single year.
Yeah, it's an annual event that happens for one weekend in August every year. They started in 2022. There was something called Cornfest, which is very similar, but Jarvis Fest is more local. They have more local talent. They'll play music throughout the day, and on Sunday they'll have the Sunday morning church mass, and then throughout the day on Sunday they actually have, it's very kids based, and I believe this year for the Sunday they're actually having a Taylor Swift tribute person come in, a tribute act, and she's going to be singing, Shake It Off and all the fun things that the Swifties love for the kids on the Sunday.
Nah, look at that, Kyle. Heck yeah. Sorry, Max, I wasn't trying to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I think that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. And because, yeah, actually, it's funny you mentioned about that, Kyle, because during that weekend, there's also a Latin festival that's happening at Gage Park during that weekend. So I wouldn't mind doing a 2-in-1 weekend. Maybe one day I can go to the live. Yeah, go check out some Latinas and then go to Jarvis Fest, because I do want to see that, Kyle, because it is a big deal. And I mean, if we go to Jarvis Fest, I can't pass up on a funnel cake.
Yeah, the funnel cake's awesome. Last year I had a Reese's funnel cake and it had ice cream on it and the whole deal. I was just sitting there mowing down on this thing. It was awesome though.
Yeah, there were funnel cake at any fest. Get it.
Oh yeah, 100%. You can see Kyle's mouth. Kyle's about to drool, by the way. Heck yeah. So guys, I wanted to ask that because most of these events are so successful within the community, why is it important to have it on an annual basis?
Well, it's important to have it on an annual basis because it's something for the people to look forward to. And it's something that everyone can put in their calendars. And I think it kind of signifies a certain time of the year. So, for example, Art Crawl happens every month throughout the spring and summer. So that's something that signifies to the Hamilton community. This is when Art Crawl is. Hamilton is a very artsy community. They love to show off their art during that spring and summer time. So it's something that is ingrained in everyone. This is when it is. Go and have fun, and it becomes the identity. So people want to go and travel and then come in to the community that they can really see what that local area is all about.
And actually, Kyle, Art Crawl happens the second Friday of every month, not just in the summer. It just gets bigger in the summer because the weather's nice.
Well, that's the thing too, and I also feel that it helps out with the local communities too, especially bringing in business. And our crawl is such a huge example, let alone super crawl in September, that it gives a double advantage for local businesses to showcase and sell their products. And
Also, it's a celebration of the local culture of the communities nearby the festival, or of Canada in total. Like, if you go to the CNE, they have like stuff from all over the country. The CNE is great, or
yeah,
the X,
I
whatever you
also
want to
went
call
to
it.
one thing a couple weeks ago in Caledonia, Ontario. It was called Rib Fest. You can actually go and try different ribs. I tried the Memphis dry ribs and I tried some beef ribs as well. It was a really, really hot day, so we didn't stay very long. But they had all different kinds of ribs with rib trucks, and they also had obviously a lemonade truck. And with my rib meal, my Memphis dry rib meal, I actually had the ribs and it was a big thing of cornbread. And then my dad had something else with more ribs and it came with beans. And it was a really nice to be able to do that on a hot summer day. So I'd recommend it. Look up Rib Fest. That's in Caledonia, Ontario. That happens at the fairgrounds in Caledonia. It's a great event and a great time.
well, that's the
There's
thing with
actually a few different rib fests because I went to one that was just I it was near Gage Park. It wasn't in Gage Park, but it was near it.
it's a
It's like
tour, Max.
Rib Fest, same sort of deal. Is just lots of different types of ribs. So
Yeah.
like I got like one rack from this guy, one rack from this other guy, and I could only get I could only have half the rack from this third place because I was already full.
Man, because that's the thing, because it's a tour, right? They go to different locations, but it's the same. They're all in competition with one another, and they have all the trophies just before you go and order your food, and
Yeah, it's
and
like
they have all the
one
plaques on when they
rib.
won. Because I think it's coming. It's well next door here at Riverside Park. They have there's a beer and rib fest that's happening in August. And usually August is when the rib fests come into town. And Burlington has that big one at the end of August, which I want to go back to that. We got to go there, boys. Especially the big combo meal with. Hang on a second. The macaroni and cheese. Oh yeah, I went there. That is awesome. But Max, for you to go rack to rack to rack, knowing the prices, Max probably had 150 bucks on him.
Actually, it was all really cheap that day for some reason because there's only like smaller racks of
Right,
ribs.
right, right.
So
Because I
like,
keep thinking of like a
hey,
full rack
here's
or half a rack.
$10. I just want the ribs. Here's $10. I just want the ribs. Ugh, here's
But I think the
$10.
big thing about going to a Rib Fest though is you're not paying for something where you can something out of the freezer you can just pull out on a Wednesday and put together and say, okay, here's supper. Which is those are fine. I'm not nothing against
Hell
those
yeah.
companies, but these are ribs that are slow cooked, they're marinated, and the workers take the time to put the sauce or put the rub on, and you're paying for that quality. A half or full rack, you're getting a true meal just on the meat alone. Then you add your cornbread, your macaroni, your coleslaw, whatever drink you want. You're going for the experience and you're going to try these ribs, so it makes sense why they're a little bit more expensive than something you get at your local supermarket or your local corner store.
Absolutely. And so, and I know that it's easier for us to access these events during the summer months, but there's also a lot of holiday events that are happening. And do you feel that even with Art Crawl, for example, do you feel that some of these events should happen all year round and bring their showcasing indoors? Whether even if it's too big, then maybe go into a local arena. What's your guys' intake on that?
Yeah, I
There's
think like
something. Go ahead, Max.
okay. I was gonna say I think yeah they should some should happen all year round. I know there are some that do like Art Crawl happens all year round. There's like some that are just it's like it's a seasonal thing. Like this one's only celebrating the fall harvest, so it can only happen in the fall or whatever. But yes, I do believe some. I would like to see some all year round.
Go ahead,
I
Kyle.
honestly think for the local community, I'm in a very small town in Jarvis of about 2,500 people max. So to have things all year round, the community wouldn't grab onto it the same as you would in Hamilton. I know both you boys, Spence, you grew up in Windsor and in Michigan, and then Max, you are from Hamilton, so that's where what you know. But in the local town of Jarvis, people like their events to happen at certain times of the year because it signifies that time. Like, for example, there's something called Jarvis Light Up where they have a massive light up contest, and then they announce the winners on a Saturday in December. They'll have a full day of different games outside, and they'll have Lucas Wilson and a musician and different barbershop quartet music inside, and they'll have a big massive fireworks on the end of that Saturday to kind of signify Christmas. And they'll have different events. Like they'll have, for example, there's a free trolley people can get on and tour the lights around Jarvis. Called the Jolly Trolley, where there's actually people who dress up in character of elves and of Santa, and you can go around. And then there's draws for like a PS5 or lawnmowers or whatnot on Facebook Live, ran by Nice Concrete and the Lens Auto Body as well. So like there's something like that where it's Christmas based, and all the things in my local area are all theme based on the time of year. So something could probably work, like if you did it once every 8 weeks. But I think a big thing about the community I'm from is the fact that it's in that local time of year, so that's why people grab onto it. But for something like Art Crawl in the city where they love Art Crawl and you're going to get the people, I understand why you'd want to do it maybe once a month. Even for something like Ribfest, if Ribfest came to Hamilton, I think that could work. Or even something to do with chili, maybe do a chili fest in the winter time for 6 months, maybe do a Ribfest from maybe March or April all the way until October. So there's something to think about as well.
You know, the city of Hamilton better be listening to this podcast because Chili Fest sounds like a phenomenal idea. And if the city of Jarvis is listening to this too, imagine having a gingerbread cookie eating contest during a holiday event that you go to, Kyle, with the lights and everything. That would be amazing, man. So, guys, last question here is, if you were to host an event, and it can be around the local area, what location would you guys have your event at?
Well, I'd probably go with Gage Park because the size. It has that huge amphitheater as well. You can just have like tons of stuff there. Like I was just there for the dang, I forget what it was called. It's Your Festival, that's it. I was there for It's Your Festival, and like there's like 4 different stages, and then there was like a whole section of rides, like the Midway and like Carnival Games, and there was like all these people just sit up so you could have like tons and tons of stuff. It was like more than what Supercrawl usually has, I thought.
For me, I would obviously do it at the Jarvis Ballpark. It's a great place to work and play. Well, obviously play and do what you need to do. It's got a lot of space. It's intimate, but also has the benches and everything that you would need. The Lions would provide the benches, the Jarvis Lions. But I think that'd be a great place because it's local in the community. It's something that people can grab onto, and because of the walking trail around in that area, you could have so many different tables and stands or whatever you wanted in the area around the entire park, and not just use the main part beside the Jarvis Lions, beside the Jarvis Lions building.
Hell yeah. Well, for me, I would have to say, Kyle, I think you got to agree with me on this, is good old Port Dover on the beach, having everything all happen there. And yes, I know it's probably going to be a pain for people to find parking, but oh well, there is parking spots. Figure it out. It's going to be a legendary festival regardless.
Is that going to be on your sign for the parking?
Yes.
Figure it out.
Just before, just when you get over the bridge, it's right there. Absolutely. Just even before Tim Hortons. Okay, right in between the bridge and Timmy's, the sign will be there, and you won't miss it. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for another successful episode. And again, you guys mean so much to me, and even the listeners. Thank you once again for being awesome. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more new content coming within the upcoming weeks.